Did you know that fire once came down from heaven and proved before a whole nation who the real God is?
Fire from the sky? That sounds terrifying.
Terrifying and glorious, Wooly. It was a moment when heaven itself spoke, and no one could deny it.
Our story begins soon after King Solomon, Israel's third king, died. The once great nation of Israel split in two because Solomon's son did not wish to be kind to his newly acquired subjects. The north became known as Israel, and the south became known as Judah, just like my name. And while Judah tried to stay close to God, sometimes the northern kingdom drifted further and further into darkness.
Archaeologists have found inscriptions and idols from that time, small statues of Baal, the Canaanite Phoenician god of fertility, rain and storm, and Asherah, the Canaanite fertility and mother goddess, buried in the ruins of ancient Israelite homes.
So they were pretending to worship God, but really praying to other things?
Yes, and the worst of it began when King Ahab married Queen Jezebel, a Phoenician princess from Sidon. She brought her gods with her, especially Baal, the storm god they thought controlled thunder, rain, and crops. And she didn't just bring idols, she brought influence. Jezebel ordered altars built for Baal everywhere, and she hunted down the prophets of the true God. But God raised a man to confront the darkness, Elijah the Tishbite. He came out of nowhere with a message that struck like lightning. He spoke with authority. As the Lord God of Israel lives, there shall be neither dew nor rain these years, except by my word.
No rain? Not even dew? That's terrible. The animals would have nothing to drink.
That's what made it so powerful, Wooly. Baal was supposed to be the god of rain, but Elijah's words shut the heavens tight.
And when Ahab tried to capture him, God hid Elijah in the wilderness by the brook called Cherith.
Yes, and God sent ravens who brought him food every morning and evening. Later, when the brook dried up, God sent him to a widow in Zarephath, north of Israel. It's interesting to know that this widow was from the same land that wicked Jezebel had come from.
After 3 years, God told Elijah to face the king. The air was thick with anger and hunger, the fields were nothing but dust, and the people desperate. When Ahab saw Elijah approaching, he shouted, "Is that you, you troubler of Israel?" But Elijah stood firm. "I have not troubled Israel," he said, "but you have by abandoning the Lord and following Baal."
So, what happened?
Elijah challenged them, "Bring all your prophets to Mount Carmel. We'll see which God is the real God."
Mount Carmel was a perfect stage, high above the plains overlooking the sea. Archaeologists have identified altars and ancient ruins there, possibly from times of pagan worship. Elijah chose that very place so everyone could see. God would win even on Baal's mountain. Not only that, but Baal had 450 prophets and Asherah another 400. They all were supported by Jezebel and were all summoned by Elijah for the showdown before the entire nation.
From morning till noon, the prophets of Baal danced and shouted. "Baal, answer us," they cried. They leapt, they sang, they even slashed their arms until blood ran down, but the sky was silent. Elijah mocked them. "Maybe he's asleep. Maybe he's on a trip." The prophets screamed louder, but Baal didn't answer, because Baal was nothing but stone and imagination. Then Elijah called the people closer. He rebuilt the Lord's altar using 12 stones, one for each tribe of Israel, restoring what had been broken. He dug a trench and poured water over the sacrifice again and again until everything was soaked.
Wait, He poured water on it, but they needed the water. Besides, things don't burn when they're wet. That was not a good idea.
Actually, that was the best idea ever. No one could ever doubt that God was the only miracle worker. Elijah prayed quietly, "O Lord, let it be known this day that you are God in Israel." And suddenly, fire fell from heaven. It burned the sacrifice, the wood, the stones, and even evaporated all the water. Flames rose like the sun itself. The people fell to their faces and cried, "The Lord, He is God! The Lord, He is God!"
The stones themselves cracked under the heat. A detail the Bible gives, and archaeologists have found on Mount Carmel burned and fractured carved altar stones from that exact time period. On the mountain there are still ancient stone platforms where sacrifices were once offered. One famous site is called El Muhraka, which means the place of burning.
What about the rain?
After Yahweh demonstrated He was the true and only God, Elijah bowed low and prayed for rain. The sky was still empty, silent, waiting. 7 times he sent his servant to look toward the sea. But on the 7th, the servant shouted, "I see a cloud, small as a man's hand, rising from the sea."
Mount Carmel rises right above the Mediterranean Sea. Even today, when rain returns after drought, the very first storm clouds often appear as a tiny hand-shaped cloud rising from the water. Meteorologists in Israel still describe this pattern. God used something He Himself had created and continues to use.
The fire showed God's power. The rain showed His love. Because the God who answers with fire also restores what has been broken and washes it clean. Remember that when life seems impossible, God can do any and all things. Trust Him because He is faithful.
Don't forget to like and subscribe for more shocking and epic Bible stories. See you next time.